Shut up and sit down.
Okay, so do you just want to jump right into it? I know you have a lot to say about this.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I know that we saw it yesterday, but I have just been dying every minute to talk about this. Oh.
Well, let's go. Welcome back, guys, to the Midnight Showing. I'm Dan Connors.
And I'm Bayless Tunnicliffe.
This showing, we saw Aquaman. And
Man of the Agua. Or, I didn't even try with Spanish there. Oh my god. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I'll admit.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience.
Interesting isn't one word for it.
What'd you think?
Gosh, if I had to be blunt, God, it fucking sucked. Holy, it was pretty bad. I don't know. Like, I was really excited about this movie.
Here, I'll just wrap it up for you. Boring.
Exactly. God, yeah. Like, I mean, I remember before the movie, I watched a little short YouTube video of the guy who plays Aquaman.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, and he was pretty dope. He sounded like a really dope dude, and I really thought he played a really good Aquaman. But I don't know. Between the plot and the writing and the timing and I don't know. Yeah.
It was set up to be good.
It had the potential.
First of all, I've heard a lot of people love this movie.
Yeah.
Like, they're all like, DC finally did it. Oh, like, I mean, they did it with Wonder Woman, but, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they finally did it. DC is finally getting back on track or something like that. Because Wonder Woman and then now this. And so I didn't get hyped because I don't know. I guess I just had no faith still.
Yeah.
But it looked more promising than like Batman v Superman or Justice League.
Oh well. That's not saying much.
I still wasn't pumped. I still had my doubts. But, you know, I heard people were liking it and I was like, okay, I'll give it some credit. And then, oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it was just me. Well, I guess it wasn't just me because we're in the same boat.
There's two of us, yeah.
But,
get a boat?
Why did they take a boat? Why did they take a boat? They can swim.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That one part, like why?
Yeah, they swim faster than boats, don't they?
Why did she steal a boat?
Yeah. Plus, it was like, because he was knocked unconscious, so he couldn't swim.
Yeah.
That's right. I thought the same thing, and then I was like, wait, he can swim in the water because he was knocked out. So. Yeah. By the way, I mean, we're just jumping straight into the middle of this movie. Those things were terrifying. Those Kraken-looking things.
Oh yeah, the trench.
Not the Kraken. Thing? Yeah, the trench people.
Yeah, those things.
I want a horror film.
Stupid jump scare. That guy.
Dude, that scared the shit out of me. Oh my god.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
It was such a classic horror movie jump scare too.
Yeah.
Because it was like, she looks around and it's dark, and then she looks around and then all of a sudden it's there, and it was just like, I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, and I liked it. I thought it was pretty good because like you said, it was classic scary movie, but like this wasn't a scary movie, so you weren't expecting in the middle of a DC movie.
Well, and I guess it was supposed to be like, that's the trench, it's this terrifying place, whatever. Why? Okay, you get sent to the trench to die or whatever.
Yeah.
So are they guarding the entrance to the center of the planet? Like, why was that just chilling there? But they're not guarding it because they were scared of it.
No, they're just trench people. They just decide maybe once upon a time they were guarding it, and then eventually they evolved to become these trench people, and then they lost why they were doing it. Right?
It's so random to me that they were just like, they were running away. That was a long sequence too.
That was it was beautiful. I really liked that.
I only liked the first shot where they dive from
where the whole you see the whole
zooms out.
That was so cool.
It just got kind of like,
no, everything else past that was awful. I loved the long shots where you were watching just that swarm of them
with the flare.
Yeah, because it's like every second that went by, it's like you couldn't imagine more of them, and they just kept filling from the top, and then eventually you're just like, wait, they're screwed. First time.
But then it was just so random. And then all of a sudden, there's just like this giant storm thing.
What the fuck was that? Let's be fucking honest. And first off, so she got sent through that portal by the storm, but like,
who's she? The mom?
No, the other girl.
Oh, Mara.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
What a dumb name.
That hair was dumb. Like, she's supposed to be a redhead, but that was some bad hair coloring or wig or whatever it was. It was so bright, and like...
I mean, yeah, normally I agree with you.
I mean, I'm colorblind and it pissed me off.
Well, maybe that's why. Because you can't see the shades of...
It looked so
Oh,
red.
no, that was just orange, dude.
I don't know,
No.
it bothered me.
Yeah, usually that straight red of hair bothers me a lot, but...
It just looked so fake to me. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, it didn't look too bad to me. But, I mean, I think if they went for more natural red, then yeah, it would have been better. But anyway, moving swiftly on. So she got knocked into this portal by the storm, and then we don't see him, but all of a sudden he just pops out? Like, did he get knocked into a portal? Like, how do we know?
Well, I think it was supposed to be that she was the first one to recognize the mom and not him, so she had to wash up. The camera had to be focused on her, so that she got.
I just
picked up
didn't
by the
understand why
that was cool. How the mom had like we're actually just right at this is the end of the movie that we're talking about.
Yeah,
how
but
she
I mean,
was
come
like
on.
dressed up as the.
That's pretty cool. It gives like some backstory, like how she got through.
Yeah,
like
like,
she had to kill one of them.
When she was pretending that she was one of them, so they didn't hunt her, kind of thing. Like,
Well,
she
like
could
so
kinda
the
swim around
so
and
the
be disguised.
so the Kraken people or the I don't know. I'm just gonna call them the Kraken people. Well, trench. Let's just call them trench people. That's easier to say.
What I think they were.
Yeah, they were called that. I just want to make things more
It's
confusing.
so weird. I didn't know there was like factions to
Yeah!
Atlantis. I thought they were just all
I
Atlantis.
mean, I didn't read. Yeah,
I'm not a big Aquaman person either.
and I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy. So
What?
yeah, I don't know. Like as though I'm joking that one guy in the movie who's a conspiracy guy, he probably knew. I don't know.
There's a guy in the movie that was a conspiracy guy.
It was the main thing. He was always on the news article saying like,
Oh.
Atlantis is real and they're striking back, and they're
Oh.
like, you're
You
crazy.
mean on the land? That part was kind of funny. That was
That was
one of the-
hilarious,
That was
yeah.
one of the few jokes that was kind of funny to me. That he was just yelling, and the other people were like, "Yeah, whatever."
I just thought it was so funny because what are the odds that one guy? What is he going off of? I mean, admittedly, he had his one argument was Aquaman, and admittedly, it's like, well, you know, if you have a guy who swims really fast in water, well, I don't know, maybe sure there could be
I would
Atlanteans.
totally believe him, especially when the little warships wash up, and he's like, "This is obviously them showing us that they exist."
I was just confused. I was like, wait, do they think this is normal? Because do they just park their warships right outside of the bays?
Like he was saying, it was a natural disaster, and they destroyed our warships. Like that's kind of obvious that someone is sending a message.
Oh, so they destroyed. I thought they were totally fine. They just washed up.
No,
I just thought it was happenstance. They all just like were near the coast, and then they just got washed up because it was a big flash flood. So I thought normally.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, that was hilarious. That they're like, and they washed up all of our trash. I know this is a point you want to talk about, with
Yeah.
the environmental whatever, but I thought that was pretty funny. Where he's like, they washed up all our trash and destroyed our warships.
Yeah. Which, by the way, speaking of this flash flood, we're just gonna jump around. We're gonna have a little fun here because this is a fun movie to dissect. God, when they're driving away from the flood, it's like one scene he's like 10 feet from it, and the other scene he's like
Oh, the
80
monster's right
yards,
there.
you know? It's like, what? And then it's like, oh no, it's right on me, and the water's coming in the freaking like window, and then all of a sudden he's like 20 feet away. It's like, what? I don't know. It was just so weird. It's like, what's happening right now? You know, and God, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm stopping it there. But, like, that was a reoccurring theme that the Atlanteans were, like, pissed off at the land dwellers for, like, polluting their sea. Newsflash, they didn't know! They didn't know they existed! Tell me, okay.
It's a good argument.
It's a good argument, but they didn't know they were in the water! It's like, damn them, like, how can they keep poisoning our children?
I mean, they're also saying, like, it's the animals, too.
Screw the
Like,
animals.
we're also polluting the animals, like, things.
Yeah, but we're never gonna stop that. So, if there were people in the water, you don't think we would like stop? Seriously, because like the humanitarian rights people would be in arms.
I actually think that
we would do it more.
no, I think that we would have
water people.
I think the whole point of the movie would actually happen, that land would fight with water, because people like I actually think the land people would be like, nah, and then the water people would be like,
I disagree completely.
I think land people would be like, whatever.
Are we gonna get a civil
because
war
we
in the
have
second
7
one?
billion people? They would have like, I don't know how much, like, I don't know, a million,
Dude, there were
couple
a
million
lot
down
of
there.
trench people. Which, how did they feed?
Oh, like eat?
How do you feed that many mouths?
Maybe they don't need to eat. I don't know.
Is that where you're really going to go with that?
Maybe they evolved so they don't have to eat.
I don't agree with that. There's, what do they filter feed? Like, what?
I don't know. Maybe they feed off the energy from the center of the earth. Why did that look like Isla Nublar from Jurassic Park? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Why were there pterodactyls there?
Yeah, seriously.
As soon as I saw that shot, I was like, why are we going to Jurassic Park?
There were dinosaurs all over the place.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be that they, like, the dinosaurs fell into the water and then...
Wait. It's like Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. They're all at the center of the earth.
Is that what that movie was about? I didn't watch
they go
it.
to the center of the earth and there's a bunch of dinosaurs living there. Well,
Wow.
guys, this showing we watched Ice Age 3.
With more water this time.
There was so much of not water in this movie.
I'm so glad. I hated the water sounds. When they were talking in the water, that sounded awful.
Oh yeah, they had some weird echoes to
It
it.
hurt my
I just
ears.
got bored because it just turned into this quest of like, where are we going now? Like on the land,
Yeah.
like following a map or whatever. Oh my god, we kept like, like every time there was any new quest part where it's like, oh, this is where we're going next.
Yeah.
We would both just like hang our heads and just be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like the first time it was. First of all, Willem Dafoe was in this movie. I didn't know that. Like,
Yeah, neither did I.
He just appeared.
I'm glad. It was a pleasant surprise. He was probably the most positive part of
Yeah.
this movie.
It's probably because he looks like part fish, so they're like, oh, you would work.
He looks
Willem.
good.
Well, half of the movie he was CGI'd. Like,
What?
yeah, when he was younger, that was like CGI to make
Oh.
him look younger. Which that technology is getting crazy because I don't know the actor that played Aquaman's dad, but when he's old, that's actually how the actor looks. Like that's how old he is. But in all the flashback
Yeah.
stuff, they CGI'd him to make him look young, and like I thought that was a real dude. I thought that was an actor. I think. Well, okay, I think it was. I think that's what they did. I don't know for sure.
I think that's what they did too, because I
But-
thought he looked kind of old
but
in the old one. Or in
they-
the new one. Or
like
the
they're doing
past.
like Star Wars was doing it too with like Grand Moff Tarkin and Princess Leia, but they're getting really good at that because when I saw him as old, I was like, oh, that's what that guy looks like. Before that was just CGI. They did really good with that.
Yeah.
And then same thing with Willem Dafoe. Like when he was training young Aquaman, they just CGI'd his face to make him look way less wrinkly and young, and like the hair was darker. His hair was really black. I liked that. I thought that detail was funny. All the or for the majority of the movie, they all have their hair up in like ponytail things because they didn't want to animate the hair moving too much.
Yeah.
They're like, Aquaman doesn't do that because he's not from Atlantis. But let's have all the Atlantis people have hair buns, so that we don't have to animate so much hair moving in water.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
thought that part was funny. Let's go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah, let's start there.
The Atlantis stormtroopers that come in.
That was awesome.
They like
I loved
plasma
that.
beam this kid sitting on his mom's lap. And then, by the way, the dad is like, she's like, take him away, like keep him safe. The dad puts him in the corner by the fridge behind a box.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it's
that'll
not
hide
even-
him. They'll never get him. And I thought about that too. That was my first gripe, and then I realized it's because the dad had to come out and hand her
The trident.
And he couldn't do that with a baby.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
they would think-
I'm just saying, like, they didn't have a better place to put the
They
kid.
could have had a bigger box, even, you know? Like,
Yeah.
put him in a box big enough, you know? Like, whatever. It just, that box was tiny.
Yeah, it wasn't hiding.
His head was like, he like turned
Yeah,
around.
he
He's
was
like,
looking
is this
around.
really the best you got, Dad? You know?
They did a good job making the younger versions of Jason Momoa look like Jason Momoa.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, they actually had, like, I think he's, like, Polynesian or something. Or, like, he's not Hawaiian, but that kind of, like, Southern Islander or whatever. They did a good job of getting kids that actually looked like him.
Yeah, seriously.
But, yeah, like, the stormtroopers just burst in. I was laughing from the start with that. Because they actually just look like Atlantis stormtroopers.
Yeah.
They, like, burst in. First of all, this whole movie, I actually felt like I was just watching, like, Water Power Rangers. Like everything just felt like a Power Rangers movie to me. Like the dumb lines and like the costumes, like the armor costumes of those guys. It just felt like a Power Rangers movie. I don't know why.
I've never seen a Power Rangers movie. So.
Yeah, I don't know. And like, I don't know. I was expecting Goldar to come out of nowhere.
Everything seemed like, just I mean the everything was so fast. It didn't really make sense. You know, like when we first meet the character, when we first meet the redheaded chick. You know?
Mara,
that makes more sense. I was like, oh, wait, what? No, you said Mara earlier. Oh, my God. It just sounds like it should be Mara. Anyway.
Oh, I always thought it was Hera, but that's the god.
Of what?
The Greek goddess. The one that marries Zeus and, like, has kids.
No. Hera, you're thinking of the Titan, I think.
No.
Hera is not a god. A Greek god. Hera is a
Greek
Titan.
Goddess.
I think she's a Titan.
What?
I think Hera is a...
No, Titan is what's Zeus's dad?
There are several Titans.
Yeah, but what? No. Hera's not one of them though. What's Zeus's dad? The one that he cut into pieces or whatever and put him in the underworld.
Thanos. No, it's something. I know who you're talking.
I know.
About.
It's like it's right in the tip of my tongue.
Oh my goodness, this is really upsetting me because
Welcome back to Greek mythology 101.
Well, more like 01. Don't even have. We're not teaching any one-on-one courses. Anyway, he marries. Well, I don't think he marries anybody. He just bangs a lot of Zeus. I think he just bangs a lot of people. Wait, Zeus is Greek. Yeah, I was thinking of Jupiter.
No, that's Roman.
Yeah, I thought it was. There's. Aphrodite was his child.
They're all childs.
No.
Yeah.
Zeus. No. No.
Yeah, Hera is.
I don't.
We're getting too far into this. I guess it kind of makes sense because like he. Wait a minute.
I'm looking this up.
Are there Greek gods in this? Wait, in Aquaman's storyline, are there Greek gods?
It's okay. There's the same amount of lore about Greek gods as us.
Yeah, but no one's related to Poseidon.
No.
They're all just Aquaman.
No, they all just fell into the water because they had a bunch of power crystals.
That was such a weird backstory. I don't really know Aquaman's backstory, but that was weird. They're just like, we all drowned, but we adapted. It's like,
yeah,
no, you
because of the power crystals. And it's like, that would have been the first question to answer.
Yeah.
Is how did you not all drown? It's like, oh, we lost all our power, so we fell into the water. And then we adapted. And then it's like, what? How? Like, how did you just spend this? It was so stupid. I did not like it. Because then it's like...
The backstory?
I don't know. It just felt weird. Like, why did the king end up so far away from Atlantis?
He exiled himself.
Yeah, but why were there buildings? Like, why were the Kraken people were near him? Or the trench people? They were like 10 feet from him.
Yeah, but no. I don't remember who said it, but they said that he...
See, that's how boring this movie was.
What's the word? Not exiled. He like captured the Kraken thing and then put it in the trench. Remember she said that? I think Mara said that.
I meant the trench people. The trench people should have found him.
Should have found
him.
They were like, well, they're not like sentient. They're
were creatures. At one point. They all adapted from the same people. The 7 tribes adapted from the same people. They just chose to go different routes in different places.
Which is so weird. Like, I didn't know that was even a
one
part.
Of them decided
and one of them was actually just a mermaid. Like, there was a whole faction of actual just mermaids.
Okay. I gotta be honest. Yeah, that green guy, who, like, died, got killed.
That was intense.
Yeah, that was intense.
I thought he was actually just gonna, like, barter with him, and then he just kills him.
And then his daughter was disgusting.
Yeah, she was weird.
I don't know. Not weird. It offended me. Oh God, that girl. Whew. Not the girl who played her, obviously. They made some really CGI weird shit. She was not a pretty princess. Holy.
I like how she was just piloting that little like backpack fish thing the whole time. Wait a minute. So they're the...
You're right.
Yeah, see, I told you. She married Zeus.
Wife and sister of Zeus. I like that. I love how that's all Greek gods. Yeah. Wife and daughter of Whoever the fuck.
Wait, you gotta look up who.
Oh, it's Jesus' dad is.
Did you say Jesus is dead?
Well, Jesus' dad was Zeus. That's why he was named so similar. Anyway.
But wait, so the mermaid people are the fisherman tribe, so they.
Okay, so what happened is.
So they are fish people that fish for food, or wait, are they just called
cannibals.
the fishermen because they are fish?
Well, no, they're not fish. None of them are fish.
They're fish.
No.
They're merman fish.
They're not fish, though. They're mermen.
And women.
Because they're sentient.
Merwomen. Mermaids.
Mer-
Why is it mermaids and not
Maiden.
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird.
Kronos.
There we go.
I did not realize that was the same. I knew him. I just didn't think he was his dad. I thought it was somebody else.
Yeah, because he like cut him into pieces or whatever, and then put him in the underworld.
Yeah, that was pretty metal.
Or they're like he's in like a box in the deepest part of the underworld or something.
Tartarus, yeah. Which
That's
is the
the deepest pit or something.
That's what I was getting confused with. Yeah, it's basically the hell of
hell.
Greeks. No, because the underworld wasn't hell. They didn't believe in hell. No one got punished for doing bad things. Only the worst of the worst got put there, like Tantalus.
Yeah. I don't know that one.
Tantalus was somebody who tricked the Greek gods a lot. So what they did is they put him on an island and they made the water recede from him whenever he was thirsty, when he was hungry, whenever he went up for food.
Yeah.
It would get farther away from him. And then he had to...
that's why it's tantalizing.
Yeah.
Like something's tantalizing because it's like right next to you.
Anyway.
Well, next week on Greek mythology, bring your textbooks.
We're going into the incest of Greek gods. Anyway. Holy. Yeah, so they're not fish. They're people. So they all fell into the water.
They are fish.
They're not fish, though, so they're not cannibals.
I don't... See, but now that I'm questioning it, I don't think they fished. I think they were called the fisherman tribe because they look like fish. Why? Okay, that was another thing. Why?
Oh, there was a tribe called the Fisherman Tribe?
Yeah, that was them.
That's
the
real
merman,
original.
The merman people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did they fish or were they
I was so
fish?
bored with the movie, I guess I didn't catch that.
One thing that was like so weird to me, why I thought Atlantis, at least in mythological Atlantis, they all just had powers like that. Like they could all waterbend, they could all talk to fish. I didn't know they were like separate powers. Like he couldn't waterbend, he could only talk to fish, and she could only waterbend and not talk to fish. Like I didn't know that was a special power that he could talk to fish. I thought they all.
That's because
could.
he was the king.
But I thought they all could. I thought it was just all like. But then why couldn't he waterbend? Like why they had special powers or abilities?
He's cooler than that.
Waterbending's like the coolest part of that. Why would you?
You're in the water. Why would you want to waterbend?
She was waterbending in the water.
It's just like, dude.
That was bad CGI though. When she was waterbending in the water,
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, the blue like tentacle thing when she was like throwing what's his name? I don't even know his name. The guy that like there was like 3 villains in this movie. Black Manta.
Yeah.
The dude that tries to take over the throne, and then
there's another guy. For a little bit, his dad or her dad.
Well,
because he's like a side.
I guess you could say like the monster thing. I'm glad we got to see it.
I'm glad too, and I'm glad it was smarter than just crushing him.
I thought it was just gonna end with like, or I thought the us or the monster as a character. I thought we would just see the tentacles, and that kind of bothered me. I was like, really? You're talking about this like grandiose, like epic monster that like only the king of Atlantis could defeat, and then all we see is the tentacle things. So I'm glad it came back and we actually saw it in its whole scale. That was kind of dumb that he was riding its nose the whole time though. I could see why people would think it's badass, but I thought it was kind of ridiculous.
Wait, that was it? What he was riding?
Yeah, that big thing that was chomping on stuff and the tentacles and like.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive because it came out from under all the crab people.
Well, so did the crab. Why couldn't it just been something else hidden down there?
Those crab people were so funny.
Dude, I would love to see a whole spin-off movie of those crab people, like, and how they do what they do, because they, like, dig and stuff a lot, probably. And then, secondly, I want to see a horror film of the trench people. Like, just a whole horror film where, like, random people are being killed by these trench people.
I'm sure there's ones like that out there.
No, I want to see like those things. Those things were terrifying. Those things haunted my... I don't know why I want to see it either, because I'm not a fan of horror films.
I think it's because like the humor behind it too was kind of dumb to me. like when they're all sitting up on the post of the ship, and like there's just this weird shot where there's like 1 or 2 on the boat, and then it looks up and there's like 6 sitting on the post.
There's like 10.
And then he like hits it with the other one, like when he's slinging it around. Remember that? She throws the harpoon and it gets 2 of them, and then he grabs it and swings it around. How do you remember none of this movie? Like,
dude, I tried to forget. Like I said, I have a really bad memory. This is why it's really good that when we do it the day of.
the humor didn't land.
Didn't
for me.
stick.
It was really dumb a lot of the time. The one that stands out for me is the selfie joke, where he's at the bar and the tough biker guys come up and he's like, "Oh, like who are you? You're the Aquaman
I thought it was
guy." And he's like, "Can we get a picture?" And he has a dumb pink phone. Like that's supposed to be even cuter.
like it would have been funny if they hadn't had the pink phone, because the whole joke was long. It was funny, and then once it hit the pink phone, it's like
because I was expecting him to say "for my daughter" or something, like because of the pink phone, and then there just wasn't that. They were just like, "Oh, that's just his phone." It's supposed to be funny that this tough biker guy has a pink phone.
Yeah.
Which even okay, that guy was a tough biker guy, but I don't know. I wouldn't walk up to if you think that's Aquaman and this is a legit like he wants to get in a fight with him, like that's Aquaman. Like he's a superhero. You don't want to start a fight with a superhero.
Yeah, but maybe he thinks he's just some poser.
But you see him like, oh, that was interesting too. I didn't know this took place after Justice League. Because Mara says that when she first shows up or something. Oh, like, oh, you just got back from defeating Steppenwolf and saving the world or whatever. Like, I didn't know I thought this was a prequel to all that.
Yeah, but I didn't watch the film, so I don't.
This film? You didn't watch this?
Yeah, I kind of slept through it all. Oh, man. Gosh. Well, let's talk about that. I think one of the biggest problems is with this movie, what they did is they had a lot of pacing issues, and it just felt like this thing, like you were saying, from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. It's like, oh, go get this thing, and then go get this thing, and then go get this thing.
Yeah,
you know,
it was just like a quest.
The reason why I think that was because we had to see him grow as an individual over this, so that it could be like, because that's how all superhero films do.
The story arc is that he doesn't want to be king, and then he has to realize that he wants to be king.
Yeah, and I mean, there would be no movie if he just started and he challenged his brother and he beat him.
I am so sick of that, though. That's a rant I have. I'm so sick of having to wait 90 minutes plus just to see the superhero I paid to see this movie in get his suit.
Yeah.
Like, he finally looked, like, cool when he got the suit. At least to me. I mean, he looked cool before when he's, like, he's got the old, cool, like, sleeveless leather vest type thing.
Yeah.
But then he finally gets the outfit, and then it's over in, like, 20 minutes later. It's like, okay, like, can we just cut to the chase with some of this stuff?
I mean, I thought he looked way cooler without the suit.
I mean, I liked it. It looked a little shiny and, like, more shiny than the other people's.
Yeah.
And, like...
I kind of liked how it looked like scales.
Well, I liked how it looked on Atlan, but not on Aquaman. Like, it looked cooler on the King.
He wasn't wearing it.
But, I mean, whatever his outfit was.
Oh, yeah.
Because then transferred into the Trident and then into him and he got the suit on.
Oh,
like,
is that
whatever
how it worked?
I don't know. He turned to dust and then floated into the Trident. Did you not watch this movie?
No, I watched that part. I didn't know his suit went into the Trident.
Yeah, he, like, dissolved and then the little particles floated up into the Trident.
I thought that was just the remaining power of, like, the King.
Maybe, I don't know.
I thought of it like the Trident was keeping his body together enough to hold it. You know what I mean? To keep his essence alive, so he could judge the next one.
The suit's probably like in there somewhere as power or something. I don't know. I don't know how he got the suit.
The suit's probably in all of us.
The Kraken gave it to him. She has a little wardrobe in the back.
Yeah. That doesn't look good on you. No, purple's not your color.
I mean, I liked it. I liked how it looked on Atlan better though. Whatever that outfit was, I don't think it fit like Jason Momoa as much, but it was still cool. And I was just tired of like these superhero movies. I get it. I get that you have to have a story arc and a origin story, but like I'm just tired of like having to sit there for so long to finally see him look badass, then have a badass fight. Because that's what happens is we have to see him fail and then get badass at the end. And it's just
seriously.
like, to me, it's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe I'm just getting burnout with superhero movies, but I'm just tired of like having to wait so long for the badass moment. But I mean, that's the whole point of movies, is that you wait, like it's a character building. I get it.
Yeah.
But
and
I just want to see the badass moment.
Like if they kept all the badass stuff to the beginning, you wouldn't watch the whole movie. So I guess they don't really care if you watch the whole movie.
But then on top of it, this whole thing was just like also just a big identical to Black Panther. Like he gets challenged, he loses. He loses the throne, has to come back, be a badass, win the throne back, like all this stuff. Like, it was a lot of mirrors to just like Black Panther.
And I mean, the thing is,
Black Panther got a cool suit from the
Black
beginning.
Panther was way better paced because they didn't have an extra villain.
Yeah, Black Manta was.
Black Manta didn't belong in this film. He belonged in the next one. I know what they're trying to do, and they're trying to be like, well, it's not going to be interesting if he's just running around. This is what they were thinking. They're thinking, okay, well, here's what they're going to do. They're going to run around and get all these things. How do we make this interesting? Because all it's going to be is a bunch of stormtroopers running after them in all these various places, right? You know, when they go to the Sahara Desert. You know, and then when they go to Sicily,
God, that
right?
was boring.
Yeah. When they go through all these things, they need adversity. They need, like, an actual physical thing. So they were going to send just stormtroopers. But it wasn't going to be interesting. And by stormtroopers, I mean whatever those fish storm...
Wait, okay. How... This was another thing. Sorry.
I'd kind of like to finish this... Because we have been all over the place, and I'd like to start this.
Then remind me about the stormtrooper people and how they need the water.
Yeah, okay. So we'll talk about the stormtrooper people after I go through Black Manta. We'll get at the end of his suit, but anyway. So yeah, so what they thought is okay, we need another villain, right? Who can be on land and fight him and be this. You know, this troublemaker, you know, this adversity, this thing that comes and fights him, so it's not so boring through the movie. But they chose... It was so weird, because they start the movie off with this whole scene, and that was cool. I liked the submarine scene. But when Black Manta, he's sitting there, having just screwed with Aquaman, and then, like, his father tries to grenade him, which, by the way, grenade launchers don't explode like that. They are designed so that they don't explode if they hit something within a certain distance, because it's dangerous. That is it. Oh, it.
Maybe it wasn't a grenade launcher.
It was, because it was on the bottom. Anyway, whatever. I'm not gonna go any more deep. It upset me. Okay.
I thought you were talking about when he pulled the grenade on himself.
No,
that was dumb.
That whole scene where he's like, "Please help him." It's like, what? What? You literally were just killing people relentlessly.
And that was like, he even said that. He's like, you just murdered people, innocent people.
Innocent people.
You got yourself in this situation. And it was like, I mean,
and
he's not
damn
wrong.
You. I blame you solely. It wasn't that.
Oh my god, that's another thing I'm tired of with superhero movies. The villain is always built around revenge. And I don't know, I'm not a writer. I don't know how else you could write it to make it interesting, but like, both of these people were revenge. Like, Black Manta was revenge for the father, and then the other dude that was going for it was revenge for his mom. And
then even our main character, Aquaman, was going for revenge for having executed his mom. It's like everyone's after revenge.
I don't know.
And then it all mediates out somehow. It's like,
well, the mom's alive, so it's like, oh, revenge over.
Oh, whoa! I don't care anymore.
We're brothers again.
I'll come talk to you.
Yeah, that was weird. He's like, when you're ready, we'll talk or something. Like, okay, what do you?
It's like, Jesus, dude, you beat me in the fight. You don't need to rub it in.
You were talking about how they should have done it, or you see what they were going with Black Manta, but they should have had him in the second one or something like that. I disagree. I think it should have been Black Manta was the villain of this movie. Ignore the revenge plot with the mom.
Okay.
Again, I'm not a writer. I don't know how this actually works in terms of a screenplay.
Okay.
But, like, have all of that revenge story play out. Aquaman still gets the development, whatever. Mm-hmm. But, like, to defeat Black Manta, you know, you can keep in that Black Manta is working with Atlantis to get that stuff, because that's the only way he could damage him, to have Atlantean steel. Because then you build up the character of the dude. I need to know. I don't remember his name. The guy that was going for the throne. You can build him up in this movie as working with Black Manta, but Black Manta's still the main villain. And then that whole arc is Aquaman having to be like, oh, shoot, I need to defeat this guy by getting the trident so I can defeat Black Manta. Then by the of this movie, he defeats Black Manta with the trident, and he's got the suit. Then it goes into the next movie where he has to save Atlantis from this guy taking the throne.
You know, I like that way better.
Yeah, like we were just having two villains with the same story arc of him having to like come up and like, because you could have had Black Manta like have the Atlantean technology to swim fast or something. I don't know. Like, so he could have been working with Atlantis still.
Maybe his grandfather's knife was Atlantean steel, and that's how he. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's he stabbed Aquaman with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like right there, we can gather that maybe he was like, and they said he was crafty and resourceful of a guy, his grandfather. So that would show us like him going out and taking out all these like Atlanteans and then rebuilding his suit, right?
that montage
was so stupid. That was ridiculous.
I need to find that track that they were playing during that. That was straight. Okay, this movie, I swear to God, ripped scenes from previous movies. I swear I saw a couple from Raiders when they were in the desert. I swear I saw Iron Man from that scene where Black Manta's re-engineering his suit. And then I swear I saw a couple from Tron when they were trying to catch Mera and Aquaman from escaping Atlantis.
Oh yeah.
Like, I swear I saw shots straight out of other movies. I don't know if that's like how that works.
Yeah.
But there were so many that were just identical.
Yeah.
And I was like, that looks exactly like that. And like the Black Manta one. I mean, obviously the shot wasn't identical, but it seemed like they just watched Tony Stark building that in a cave, and then they're like, "Oh, we can just do that with Black Manta." And it's like, wait, why is this guy smart enough to re-engineer Atlantean products?
Exactly, yeah. He's a pirate.
Yeah,
he's been a pirate his
dude.
whole life. How does he... Yeah, like not only... Let's say, just put it all the way, just say make any kind of suit that is technologically advanced. Not only... build something you've never touched before. Yeah. It turns water into lasers, and you're saying that this man just plays with it.
Well, and how did he even get in the eyes? Like,
yeah.
It was just a giant, massive cannon thing.
Yeah.
And he just somehow pulls it apart and puts it in two eyes. Which, like, I don't know. Again, like, I feel like
he just reverse engineered the gun and then just rebuilt
he
it
just
back.
had some music blasting and he got all pumped and figured it out.
Yeah. But then, he put it up too high and burned the guns out. Well, he just rebuilt them. It's like, what? Like,
I don't know. I feel like you could have had him be in the water as well as on land, so then you cancel out the whole land villain and sea villain. You build the character of the guy wanting to go for the throne, because then you would have had him be this, like, okay, I'll do like Emperor Palpatine working with Darth Vader. Like, Darth Vader would have been the Black Manta, then Palpatine ends up being the eventual villain of the movies, but you see him in the later movies.
Yeah.
So that guy, he would appear as the hologram thing, the water hologram.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you keep going, defeat. And like, obviously Black Manta already had revenge plot. And so, I don't know. You could have just waited till the whole battle scene was the climax of the next movie.
Yeah.
And you just have the showdown between Aquaman and, I still don't know his name, the throne guy. That whole thing on the ship, that could have been with Black Manta.
Yeah.
You just have a climax with Black Manta. Or like Aquaman has to fight off a whole bunch of Black Manta people.
And then that would have been the end. It would have been his brother being like, okay, he's grown too... I've sent an assassin after him, and he's grown too powerful. Yeah. We have to stop him, right? Yeah. And then, he masquerades this whole, like, oh, the land people are awful, but really builds this whole army to kill Aquaman.
Or both.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, once Aquaman's dead, just use your belittled forces after having killed...
I don't know. I feel like that would have been such a better, like... I just got so lost with everything. It was just so much stuff.
There was just so much happening, and it was happening so fast. Like, notably...
Especially Black Manta stuff. That stuff moved fast.
I mean, that was the first, like, thing that happened, is he went on this onboard this ship, stopped them from killing all these people, and then all of a sudden we see this, like, within 10 minutes of the movie starting, Black Manta is losing his father, and there's so much of an emotional connection. We haven't seen this character.
I didn't even know that was his father until he was like, thanks, Dad, or something like that. I thought they were just team members. Why were they having that family moment right there in the hallway of a submarine that they're robbing?
Because they had to build up this character that we had met.
Yeah, but at least like
a minute before.
At least finish robbing the submarine. They were walking to finish killing the rest of the crew, and they stop, and they're like, this is your grandfather's blade.
That was so funny, It was like 1 minute, they're like, oh, I heard they locked themselves all up in the bomb bay.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, like, that'll work. And they're walking, and it's like, wait a second, son. I love you. Like, oh, thanks, Dad. Oh, here you go. My father gave me this. When it's like, yeah, and what are the other guys doing? It's like, hey, guys, can we finish up this job here? Like, I mean, that's the thing, is that they had to rush it because they put it so early, because it had to happen early.
Yeah, they packed so much stuff. I mean, it was an interesting intro to Aquaman, but it took so long to get him to actually come down into the ship. Like, that was a badass scene when he crashes down. Dumb line, though. Well,
Permission to come on board.
Maybe it wasn't that dumb. I don't know.
Speaking of those pirates, everyone who had a mask on, I think they reused one guy. Because there's this one guy. Sorry, there's this one guy who had a mask
like a
on.
Ski mask thing.
Yeah, who had his face covered, and he had a thin face, and he looked kind of a small build, and I know, but it looked like a woman. I could not get it out of my mind, and he didn't say many words. So he made a few like sounds, but that was after I was like, "That's a woman." And I was like, "Can they do that? Can they, in a superhero movie, have this superhero just bash this? Like, that's not gonna be good." And I mean, anyway, but then like I kept seeing him, so I think they reused that guy several times.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, one thing I wanted to say was, as much as I am bashing it, the actual direction and cinematography I thought was actually really good.
It was
like, there was some not shots, but also full scenes where I was like, that was really well shot.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that, because I feel like we've been bashing.
Let's talk about the good stuff at the end.
Well, I feel like we're losing most people who loved the movie, you know. So
we lost them 40 minutes.
We hated it. Next.
Yeah. I honestly feel like that happens a lot. Like, we give our initial reactions, and then people are like, "Wait, this movie's made $1 billion, and these guys don't like it? Whatever. Next."
These guys are idiots, which we are. But I mean, whatever. We're idiots
If
talking
you've
right
listened
now.
this long by now, you know that.
Yeah, I have said numerous things that have discredited my ability to be on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Who freaking Harrow was.
Yeah, but anyway, like, I think it'd be good to talk about the good stuff.
Okay, so the good stuff.
The good stuff. Gosh, well, you go first because you had ideas of the good stuff.
Yeah, well, like some of the scenes were actually really well moved.
So
the transitions were really good. DC always puts that weird color grading on their films,
especially in the water.
Less than it, but I mean, it still looked nice. I guess there was some weird CGI parts, of course. I mean, this is a heavily CGI movie where it didn't really fit well, but
I couldn't notice it. I'm never good
yeah,
at
I know.
noticing
There's just
stuff.
some that but at some of the shots, there were some shots or scenes. I keep saying shots. There were some scenes that were a little too weird for me, but I still respected the cinematography behind it. The one that stands out is when his mom is fighting the first stormtrooper wave that comes in.
Oh yeah,
and the camera's like panning up then over. Like, it was a whole one shot thing. I appreciated it, and the cinematography behind it was cool, but it didn't fit for me. Like, it was a little too much.
That was probably just the stormtroopers.
I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I thought it was cool.
I
It
totally
was
get
definitely
it.
cool, but then like when it rose up to like an above shot and then panned back down and then
I thought it was just awesome.
It was a little much for me.
I mean, that's totally fine.
I think the other one that was weird was there was some other fight scene that some of the movement, the camera movement was weird. But for the most part, like, the actual direction behind it, it's kind of funny too, because Zack Snyder was an executive producer on this too, and so that's where you got the slow-mos from, where there'd be a random slow-mo as he's looking around, and it's just funny because you can point out, it's like, oh, that's where Zack Snyder was like, can we get a slow-mo?
Yeah.
Because he always does that. But for the most part, it felt like it did feel different from Zack Snyder, which he's done all the other DCs. It did feel different enough where I was like, oh, this is like, it's a different take, but it still feels like DC.
Yeah.
Which is why I think most people like this, is that
it's different.
I mean, Wonder Woman is way different because they had to take a different path with it, and it was a female director, and like there was a whole different thing with it. But this one felt DC enough that we know before, but different enough where it wasn't just, garbage. So I appreciated that, at least.
Can I just point out that we stopped to take a brighter look at this movie, and then you spent 15 seconds talking about how good it was, and then be like, but there were a lot of weird parts, and then you detailed the worst parts, the worst movie shots. Like, that's how.
But I prefaced it by saying there was some.
Yeah. It's just, I think it's funny, I don't think, like, I don't know. I don't know the cinematography stuff usually. I thought it was really cool, like, the whole, I mean, I was kind of getting, like, a Sharknado, feeling from when the flash flood was coming in. But there were some really cool shots when he's driving along that curvy road. That looked beautiful. I think it looked really cool. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought...
So, wait, so you're criticizing me for having... For criticizing during the good part, but you can only think that the road was pretty? That's your only good thing?
I just said I'm not good at noticing cinematography stuff.
Like,
I'm trying to contribute...
Like, that character was cool. You're like... I'm just defending myself. You were criticizing me, and you're like, that road was beautiful. Guys, did you notice that road?
I said the scene.
Guys, did
okay.
you notice?
Words are being put in my mouth, and I don't like them there. So, holy. I mean, okay. I mean, that wasn't what I said to... Okay. I've been disarmed here.
What's another good thing?
Okay.
Yeah, you can think of.
So another good thing was...
Because I can think of another bad thing.
I can think of one or two more bad things, but yeah. I did... Okay. So one good thing is that... I mean, I don't know how much of this followed the comics or anything. I didn't read the comics. But I thought the 7 tribes were really cool, especially that they had, like, lost some of them, like they had gone so far apart that they were just... They were lost. They were, like, mindless trench
people. That just
people.
threw me off, though, because I said earlier, I thought they were just all Atlanteans.
And I can totally see that, but they all are all Atlanteans.
I thought they were all just people that lived underwater.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that they evolved or devolved in some situations.
I mean, technically, it's always evolving. You're just evolving to a situation where you don't need to be smart anymore.
Welcome to Biology 101 now. God, we're giving you all the courses today.
Next, political science.
No. Guys, welcome back to Economics 102.
But yeah, I thought that was really cool. I thought that they built the world up really well. I didn't like when it was starting off, like the whole political stuff between the groups, and it's all like felt really, like prequels kind of,
oh my god, I was expecting to see a Gungan somewhere when they were, especially when they got in the ships and they were going into Atlantis.
Yeah.
And it was so colorful and it looked like episode 1, and I just wanted to see a Gungan in the back going like, I hope that there's actually one somewhere in a shot. I hope so bad that happens, but like I don't.
Somebody snuck it in. They just had like a costume on, and
amazing.
He was like an ad or something.
It looked so much like the Gungan city. So much.
I loved Atlantis. Atlantis was so beautiful, so pretty.
I thought it was I didn't in some ways. Some ways I thought it was a little like sci-fi CGI mess. But the thing I did like about it was that they kind of showed how they incorporated the old with the new. Like, there's the high-end, like, super high-tech new
and then there was, like, the new stuff,
and then there was
stuff.
The ruins. And I thought that was pretty cool.
That was really cool, too, yeah. I thought that the Colosseum, right, where they're sitting in that...
the Ring of Fire.
I mean, let's be honest. The magma didn't make any sense.
Yeah, you got mad about that.
It doesn't. It would not be that plentiful, nor that hot. It'd be anyway. Moving on before I have any.
Okay, well then, how did SpongeBob have fire underwater?
Okay, man. There's some things that can't be explained by science. Some things you can just believe
This is beyond science.
Yeah. But I loved that they were sitting in this ring, and I thought they were gonna battle it out right there in that small little ring.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. And then, like, they're talking, and I'm like, okay, so they're going to leave, so who tells who won? It's like, no, I beat him up. I mean, obviously they could bring someone in, but it's like, I was just like, okay, what's happening? And then he just opens the ceiling, and then bam, he drops out. And then you realize, this is a whole spectator sport.
Oh, wait, okay, we're backwards. I thought they were going to, when you said, I thought you were going to fight on the little ring, I thought they were going to fight on the ring in the arena. Because they rose up, and then there was another ring that they were standing on. I thought they were going to fight on that in front of all the people. But you're saying before they even go up.
Before they even go up, I thought when they were in that room, I thought they were going to fight in that room.
Oh, got it.
And I was like,
yeah,
I don't know how this is going to work out. Yeah. And I figured it wasn't going to be a big battle because, like...
Well, it makes sense that it isn't, though, because they talk about the Romans in... Like, when he goes to Romulus' statue, Like, so
Yeah.
it makes sense that
that was
like, Roman.
after that part, actually,
But
so I
mean,
wouldn't
like,
have
it
known
makes
that at
sense
that time.
Like, it makes sense that there's Roman.
I mean, there was a
stuff,
lot of Roman architecture, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Onto Architecture 101.
Then back to Greek. What is Hera's Roman equivalent?
Yeah. I was actually trying to answer the question there.
Yeah, what actually is it? I don't know.
Well, it's Zeus's wife and sister. It's not.
We don't need to do this.
Seriously, yeah, we don't. We're not. Well, there's only 9 planets, so we have a 1 in 7.
They're not all named after the planets.
Some of them are.
Is it Venus?
It might be Venus, actually, yeah. Because Venus is Aphrodite.
Oh.
Anyway, we're gonna move on before we actually get caught up in this.
The Ring of Fire.
Oh yeah, so like I thought they were gonna fight in that little like small arena, and I thought it wasn't gonna be a big deal because like, yeah, I thought he was gonna lose really easily, and then they were gonna be like. They were going to find some plot or, like, loophole that's like, wait, that doesn't count because he wasn't actually full Atlantean or something.
Yeah.
And I thought that's how they were going to get him out. But then he was going to be like, well, he came into our city, so he's under... And then they would escape, right? Mm-hmm. So that it would make more sense that they accepted him as king because technically he lost the battle.
That was another thing out of Tron. When Korra comes and saves Sam Flynn...
I didn't watch Tron.
Oh, my God. Is she, like, when she comes in and, like, she steals him out of the light cycle battle... And they hop in the car and they drive away.
Yeah.
Like, she comes in, steals him
Oh,
from
wait,
the battle.
actually, I did watch that movie.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, like, I thought that's how it was going to be. Yeah, or, like, that, especially when he started saying, like, oh, this isn't a fight. This is a bloodbath or a massacre, right? You know?
Or,
I thought he was...
execution.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go out and stop it.
Yeah, me
right
too.
there. And that's what I thought, wait, everyone can waterbend. Because, like, he made that...
Yeah,
I thought he made that ring of air.
Yeah.
Which, can you imagine how much that would hurt? That would...
Well, apparently they only get hurt by Atlantean anything. Do you think they take fall damage?
They take fall damage? What? He literally, like... and then,
but,
what was with him vomiting up or, like spitting up the blood?
So much water.
Yeah, I mean, but, like, it didn't make sense. He breathes water. Why would he have to cough it up?
It would still be in his lungs, though.
Why would he have to switch from his...
How do they breathe
water-breathing lungs to his air-breathing lungs? Couldn't he just breathe the air that was
I mean, I assume that...
Well, I guess he would have to still breathe the water, but there wouldn't be water anymore. He'd have to spit out the water to breathe air in. So he could... Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, back to biology.
Yeah. Respiratory systems today.
Oh, no, it'd be anatomy.
Respiratory?
No, but anatomy is
lungs.
part, like the body.
Yeah,
If we're
but
talking
respiratory
about, wait,
is
anatomy,
part of...
Anatomy is different than biology is the head...
Oh,
and
yeah, you're saying the superset
anatomy
of...
is a subsection.
Yeah, so it's anatomy.
Okay, welcome back to Anatomy 101. This just
How
in,
many
the lungs
seconds?
Can't take water.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I think they handled the weirdness of they can breathe water and air. Actually, like the science behind a lot of these things, decently well. I mean, other than
What did they explain?
Just that they didn't go outreaching. They didn't reach too far out. That wasn't easily explained, right? You know, that made you think, what? That shouldn't be possible. Other than the turning water into laser beams.
The one that we're talking about evolution and stuff. The one that when I don't know his name, Willem Dafoe's character, when he teaches young Jason Momoa about his evolution, he's like, well, you're part Atlantean, so you can breathe underwater, and your eyes have night vision, so you can see underwater. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad they pointed that out. But then when they have their ships, they have headlights on their ships. Wouldn't they not need headlights on their ships because they can just see in the dark?
Well, yeah. Why don't you just turn your lights off and wait? I
can't see in the dark. Like he pointed that
it's
out.
It's easier. It makes it easier for your eyes, so it doesn't have to struggle.
But apparently not for them because their eyes automatically convert
no one's
to night
perfect,
vision.
Okay?
Aquaman is.
Yeah. That's why they had to take, like, the Krakens had to get, or the trench people, I keep saying Krakens, but it doesn't make any sense. The trench people got such wide eyes because they had to get huge eyes to see the minuscule amount of light. By the way, didn't they look like the little fish that was in Nemo, the little light fish?
Oh, yeah. What
with
are
those huge sunken eyes.
Okay, yeah, well, welcome back, guys, to marine biology, I guess. What is that thing called? I don't remember what it's called. But I know, it's not in the trench. It's anywhere in the deep sea. But...
Well,
There's
only a few places where it is.
No,
wait, it's only in one.
different. What?
How would they get above the trench to go down to do another trench?
They don't only live in the Marianas, though.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think
Oh
they
yeah,
do.
no, they do. No, they only live in trenches. I remember it's
Yeah,
super.
but it's not just the Marianas.
Well, yeah, but how would they have adapted at the same time? Like fish came down.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a marine
Yeah, they kind of
biologist.
looked like it. To me, they kind of looked like murlocs.
Oh yeah, yeah, they did.
Yeah, like really big ones.
Yeah, and skinny too. Like holy,
Yeah, they were really weird looking.
they look like zombies.
They looked like xenomorph murlocs, which is terrifying. Thought.
Yeah.
I mean that's like an
Which is
alien.
why
frog,
I'm
but
telling you, it's money in the making. Just make the damn movie, the horror
it's
film.
so weird.
I don't know. They could work with it. I just want like an Aquaman spin-off where it's like a couple goes. I don't know. That's ridiculous. I'm getting.
Okay, the one other bad thing that I want to highlight is, oh my god, that romance scene when they go to Italy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, where did that even come from?
And yeah, like it was just you could tell it's like, oh, now it's time for them to get close because they had the the fight and they're like the quippy little like, are you trying to get us killed in the the sand place? What did you call it?
Dunes. Sahara Desert.
No, it's the thing that they were ripping scenes from it.
Oh, Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost,
Yeah.
Raiders scene or place,
You gotta
wherever.
re-say that.
They had the whole quippy like fighting, esque time in the Raiders
Oh,
place.
like a marital arguing and stuff.
Yeah, like they were starting to playground rules, like mess with each
You
other.
could have peed on it.
I thought that was actually a really
That
good
was another
line.
thing. She can only she's the only one that can waterbend out of skin. That was smart though. I like that. They've spoiled it in the trailer, but like that was pretty cool. It's like there's no water around, and she's like, "Hang on, I'll pull it from your skin." Yeah.
I actually liked that line a lot.
You could peed on it.
Yeah. I thought it was a good representation of who this guy was.
I thought it was kind of dumb, and they ruined it in the trailer. Like that was in the trailer.
Well, I mean, think about it. Think about who like this guy's character is.
I thought there were better jokes.
It wasn't the worst joke.
The
they
one that
told.
the one that I remember is when he's in the ship and he's like, "There's a bogey on our 6," and she's like, "What does that mean?" Because she's not from.
Oh,
Atlantis. And
yeah.
he's like, "Bad guys on our tail. Bad guys on our tail."
Yeah.
Like it's just, I guess
That really
those
didn't
jokes,
seem like him.
Those jokes are more. Wait, really? Those jokes are more for me, where it's like, it's more sarcasm than like a stupid one-liner, where it's like it shows more of a character's humor to me than just like you could have peed on it. I don't know.
I think it shows character because it's like it's not like the funniest joke, but it shows the difference in these two characters, right? And where they come from, She's a princess. Let's not forget that. She may have been underwater and she may be really bad at being a princess, but she's still
Hey, she has diplomatic immunity, or not immunity. What was it? Diplomatic pass through the Atlantic gates
that's
or
what
whatever.
they called it.
Which that's dumb. She doesn't need to get checked on her ship because she's a diplomat. Like they would still check her ship. She would just go through her own line. Oh, that was another dumb joke. Was when she's like, "Oh, you smell gross," and he like smells his armpit under the water, and he's like, "Oh."
Yeah, you're right. It's like, what? Yeah. How bad could you smell?
That was just a dumb like. Plus, just like, I don't know.
It looked like he was like.
I'm not a fish, but is there scent underwater? Like, can you smell trash?
Well, scent is similar to taste, so you're essentially small tasting everything. You're essentially
so she was tasting his armpit
with her nose.
I don't want to be a fish anymore.
Actually, cancel the Aquaman deal. I'm gonna say no on the Atlantean.
Aquaman honestly would be a cool like powers to have.
I always thought as a kid it would just be awful.
I feel like it'd be pretty cool. I mean, there's more sea than land. Like you have an insane.
Yeah, but whoever fights on the sea.
I just mean like, I don't know.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. It's a good point. Anyway, but going way back, so on this whole lovers thing, right?
Oh my god, this stupid Sicily trip.
Yeah, so they had this whole, oh, no, you're dumb because you almost killed us. Well, you almost killed us before. Like, what? Anyway, so then they go to Sicily to have this whole... You instantly can tell the difference because one of them, they're like quippy fighting this desert because they're both unhappy. And then all of a sudden, there's flowers, there's children, it's bright outside, it's a beautiful day in Sicily, Italy, which is like actually drop dead gorgeous, by the way. I plan now to see it someday and go on a trip there because they've convinced me. I also want to run along the roofs like they did. But
oh my god, that was so long.
It was
That
long.
took so long. And the only cool part was the other stormtrooper running underneath them. Or underneath her,
God,
and then running
what?
through the building thing.
That was awful.
That was badass because like they were on top, and they were like, "I'm gonna get her from below," where like he's chasing her through the walls and stuff. And then there was that one part where he busts through and then does the little tumble thing and then shoots, and that's what knocks her down. I thought that was cool. They did spoil it in a trailer, but that was another. That I was saying earlier that there was another action part that the cinematography was weird. That part was kind of weird, where like the crazy side zooms and stuff.
Because he's constantly changing direction. Yeah. These were straight buildings. How is he turning that much? I don't know.
That part, the running part was way too long, and the whole romance part was just way too dumb.
It was too dumb because it was so forced.
It wasn't even like forced. It wasn't even them or us as an audience realizing that
they're good together.
They're like good together. They're falling in love, assumably, because they forced it down our throats with a love song. Like if it was just them hanging out in Italy, it would have been like, oh, they're like getting to know each other. That was funny that he ate the rose too. But no, it's like this like montage of a love song. It was like out of a music video.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, okay, this is the part where they fall in love.
Yeah,
like it took 2 seconds to be like, oh,
it wasn't natural. Part. It wasn't. It was just weird. And they first off, most of the time they build these things by intentionally leaving some respite for these characters, right? I mean, they give them something, or they build it while they're doing this important task, right? Yeah. They realize, something, they touch hands or something, and then something starts to build slowly. Together. Yeah, while you both have to eat roses for, obviously to open the door. I don't know, anyway.
That was so dumb. The kid just randomly hands her a Pinocchio book. Just happens to be Pinocchio. Why would the kid even give her a book?
Because she played that
she was a waterbender.
Let's be honest, that kid's be traumatized. Because she will be telling everyone that she saw someone waterbend, and they won't believe her, and she will then doubt herself.
Would you rather talk to fish or waterbend?
I was defeating my argument from before, but actually I think waterbending.
Yeah, see?
Because I don't go in the water. I don't talk to... I hate fish. I don't like fish.
Speaking of the Pinocchio part, that part was kind of cool. His escape plan, where he had the whale open his mouth and they hid inside the whale. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I liked that part. That was kind of like a little clever thing.
I thought it was funny when he was like, oh, what? There's a book of it?
Oh, yeah. He's like, I saw
I got it from the movie.
Yeah. That part was funny. Which I've never seen Pinocchio, so I didn't know that was
Did you read Pinocchio?
No. Oh, I don't know anything.
I saw Pinocchio, so
I just know Jiminy Cricket and When You Wish Upon a Star.
What?
He sings that song.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's how he becomes a real boy.
But
on to children's books 101. Whew, we've been ripping on this movie for a decent amount of time here.
I don't know. It was interesting. I mean, I don't know. It was boring, and I thought it was going to end like 7 times, and it just kept going. And I don't know.
There's just a lot of weird scenes.
There was so much stuff going on. Oh, and then that's another thing. They pulled that straight out of Ant-Man and the Wasp, that the mom was lost, and like they thought she was dead. But then they enter this other realm, which is the center of the universe, like the center of the Earth, and then she's there alive, but she's all old.
Forget Robin Hood being a Batman copy. This was in every movie copy. It was just a copy of every movie that we've ever seen.
Yeah, that was another part where it's like when he goes into the quantum realm and like finds the mom, and
spoilers.
It was just straight out of this. Like we did an episode on it. They can go find
but it doesn't mean that they have to have watched it.
They can go find it.
What if they were intentionally not watching it?
They should, to be honest.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know. I thought it was going to end so many times, and then I kept remembering we still haven't had the battle yet. Which, like in the middle of it, I thought that battle was just like straight out of Lord of the Rings, like with the orcs and the elves like fighting together, like when they're the colliding or whatever.
Yeah,
that battle was so weird.
I loved it so much. Weird. I loved the crab people. They were my favorite part of the movie. Especially when the arm comes out, and then I remember like you whispered it to me. You're like, please let that be a giant crab.
Yeah.
You know, and it was, and
No,
it was
wasn't.
awesome.
It was the Kraken person.
No, there was two. There was
No.
another crab.
No.
Yes.
When the Earth starts breaking, when I said that was when the Kraken person came out.
No, there was a crab.
There was a shot of a giant crab, but that was their warship thing. But when I said that was when the Cthulhu Kraken thing came up. 'Cause
Yeah, you're right.
The whole tentacle started breaking the Earth.
Yeah.
That thing was pretty badass, to be fair.
How cool would that have been to be a lava crab? Just pulls out of the ground.
I mean, it's kind of what those guys were, right? I assume they were like miners or something.
They were miners, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, imagine just hiding your entire trump card, like under the ground the whole time. It's like, well, let's not bring this guy out.
That's what he said. That's what he said it like, where he's like, "You can have my army, but you'll never have my allegiance." And then the Kraken thing came up. I thought that was him summoning something.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the Kraken thing.
No, I thought it was just pure chance.
Which
That the crab was like, it woke up. It's like, hey, people are stepping on my back.
they did make Aquaman seem pretty strong. I'll give him that. They actually made him seem pretty OP.
Yeah.
At the end, especially when he summons all the other fish. And like, by the way, what are dolphins gonna do against like those mechanized like Atlantean technology things?
Excuse me? Those were pure sharks.
No, there was dolphins. There were sea turtles.
Well, no, I meant the
What are
sharks.
sea
They were
turtles gonna
riding
do in
sharks.
that? What are sea
Block a
turtles
shot.
gonna do? Oh, they're the tanks.
Yeah.
They're like the German
They
tanks.
they block what? German tanks were like absolute monsters.
That's what I'm saying.
They
They're
didn't
like the
just
tanks.
absorb
That's what I'm
damage.
saying. They're like tanks. They would like push them ahead.
Yeah, but they weren't.
Okay,
German.
would you rather have me say they're like a stegosaurus?
Yeah.
Where they like walk up and
No, actually, they were pretty powerful too.
there's probably stegosaurus in the center of the earth.
Yeah, we probably would have seen one if
Why
they'd
does
given us time.
Atlantis have a portal to the center of the earth?
Why was it a tornado / lightning /
Yeah.
anything?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was another one. Was you're saying that you want a spin-off movie of the Trench People?
Yeah.
I want a spin-off movie of just pre-water Atlantis. That place looked beautiful. It was huge. It was like regal.
What would
It was
happen?
like, I don't know. It just looked cool.
Well, yeah, it looked cool.
It looked so cool, and then they just like ruined it. And there was like they had unlimited power.
Yeah, that was so stupid. We were greedy. How could you be more greedy than unlimited power?
Yeah.
Like, that's the
Which, if they
definition.
were above water, why was their symbol like a trident? Like they were kind of asking for it, weren't they?
That was kind of that was like foreshadowing from
Yeah,
themselves,
it's
you
like,
know.
"Oh, let's make a deep sea weapon be our symbol.
What is a trident? Is
It's
that
like-
just from Atlantis? Like,
No, it's like I think it was like an old school like fishing sea type thing.
well, then maybe they could have just been very maritime, you know, or I don't know if that's the correct word.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've been ripping on this a lot, so maybe we should cut it
Okay,
here.
so let's do selected scene. So
Okay.
we're trying to do it where we describe a scene that we think is going to stay with us, either good or bad. Which I think this might be interesting. It might be a bad one this time. But one that sticks with us that we think when we remember this movie, we'll remember this scene. So, what is your selected scene?
Yeah. Well, I know it right now. And it's the scene where they go down with that flare and it's pure red.
Oh, yeah.
And you just see that swarm of those trench people just and then you get a huge sense of scale of how many, where they all are, and how much territory these things could take up. I mean, geez, they could take up a whole ocean.
Yeah, there was tons of them.
There were tons of them.
Which I can see why they send people there to die.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense now. But like, that's one thing you were mentioning earlier about the trench people is like, you know, when you said that they sacrifice them, what do? Do they just go up to the point where they see them, they throw them over, then they run
Because
away?
they can obviously swim away because the mom survived.
Yeah, what are they gonna? Well, no, she swam into them.
No, but I mean, like,
Well, yeah.
obviously, if she was sacrificed, somebody can get out. She's living proof. They all are living proof that you can escape that trench. Because she got to the center and then lived.
Which, how did she do that? That was not.
Yeah, because she didn't even have a flare.
She must have killed one of them, in the middle of the battle, and then snuck into his body, and then did
a
what you said.
tauntaun.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, "Wait, where did she go?" You know. But yeah. Anyway, that was my selected scene. Is that every time it was just such a gorgeous, beautiful scene. The water effects were amazing, and the huge wide shot was just perfect.
Yeah. Mine, like, as much as I don't want to admit it, the first thing that pops into my head right now after just seeing it is that stupid romance scene. Like, if you ask me, like you know, the whole like, oh, what do you think? What do you think of when you hear this word? It's like if you were like, what do you think of when you hear Aquaman? I would be like, that stupid romance scene
Yeah.
where they're eating roses and there's like that powerful love song thing going around. That's the first thing that pops into my head.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, other than that, like a cool part scene thing is that one, the trench thing, because it's just a cool shot, you know. But yeah, I hate that that's my scene that's gonna stick with me. But that's what's interesting about it, is that like it's not even a pick of what's your favorite scene. It's just like, what do you think's gonna stick with you? And I think that one's gonna stick with me, and I hate it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
because it's a dumb scene. It should be him water bending at the end, where he learns the little twirl move trick.
Really?
I just mean like there's the climax.
It was cool.
There's the climax of the movie. It should be something like that, where it's like he finally defeats the brother in battle or whatever. But like, I hate that that's my scene that's gonna stick with me, is that stupid romance scene.
Yeah.
I was just find that track and like play it just so I remember it.
I was thinking about, just now you brought it to my attention, that like, yeah, they go up to fight right onto the surface. What are the crab people doing? They're just on the ground, on the surface of on the ground of the water, thinking, well, I wonder what's happening up there.
One part that I remember that's so funny is when Manta is floating on his little ship thing in the middle of the sea, and then all of a sudden you see the lights rise up, and like, it was a cool shot, but in the moment you see the lights rise up of that giant ship like rising up under him, and then the people walk out and they give him the coins. I just remember so funny that you just like, you see the lights and you just like raise your hands up and like slap them on your lap, and you're just like, what is going on? Because all of a sudden there's this massive light show, which I know like the listeners can't see it, but if we had to describe this movie, it would be what we were doing the whole movie, and it was
exactly
like,
right
just
there.
the hand,
there you go.
the hands palm up of just shrugging, of just like, every time it would be like, what is happening?
Sure.
When they just find they put the bottle in Romulus's hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they found it, and then there's just a blast out of nowhere.
Yeah, it just explodes.
We both just we did the palms up. We're just
I mean, I thought it was hilarious because, I mean, that was the funniest thing that probably happened in the movie, is because it was just so random. I think I actually had to like move away so I wasn't like laughing.
It was
because
so random.
It was like, here you go, bam, here's this statue,
Yeah.
which, you're always like, these are protected because these are history, historical.
But Manta don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Manta just destroyed that.
That part was I thought it was kind of cool. Aquaman's like, who even are you? And he's like, maybe this will jog your memory. And he does the stupid arm thing.
Yeah.
With the blade. Which, if his suit is made to swim underwater, Black Manta, and he has the respiratory systems and all that stuff, why do you have blades in your suit? Why is that built in? That there's a sliding sheathed weapon?
No, he built it in.
But it can cut your suit. It's a blade. If you're going to be swimming underwater with a pressurized suit...
Yeah, that wouldn't be good for him if he poked it himself.
Why do you have a blade built into that?
That's really dumb, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
You could totally just ruin your suit.
Yeah.
And then you'd drown. Hundreds of miles down underneath the water. Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, and going back to him, to wrap it all up, I think that what I said earlier, I think that's how this movie should have gone. He was the main villain. Which, during the production, I saw like, exclusive first shot of Black Manta from Aquaman. I thought that's what it was going to be.
Really?
I thought he was the main villain.
Oh, I definitely knew that they were going to be. I didn't even see the trailers. I just knew that it was going to be him versus his brother trying to claim the throne.
I don't know. I just thought it was going to be Manta. Like,
I definitely agree with you. It'd be better.
It should have just been him, and then set up the brother as the Emperor Palpatine for the next movie.
Yeah.
And then you get the whole... I mean, people would be upset because I didn't get to see Atlantis and all this stuff. But, like, I don't know. You could have worked out something where maybe Manta had to go down to Atlantis to get the gear or something. I don't know. I think that would be way more interesting.
It would have been really... And then it would have been a teaser. Like, we only saw a little bit of Atlantis.
Yeah, because then you see the... And then it's a build-up. You have a cliffhanger of, like... You have a cliffhanger of the brother is going to come and hunt Aquaman. Instead of the cliffhanger of, like, oh, no, Manta's still alive.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Which, now he's going to be teaming up with that conspiracy guy? Like, what is that guy going to do?
Yeah.
What is that guy going to do about anything?
Yeah,
besides
he can't
just
be a villain.
why were they letting him on the nightly news if
Exactly.
they didn't like him?
It was multiple days, too.
Yeah. Because
was he a regular there? Like, was he a part of this board?
They're just still letting him on TV. Like,
and it's literally just this news show that they just have this guy who's always talking conspiracy. Atlantis is real. It's like, dude, we're not even talking about water-related news today. Just calm down.
I don't know. I think it would have gone way better.
It would have been way better. I did love that character, though. That guy was
the
so funny.
conspiracy guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny.
Anyway, that's.
I don't know. It was an interesting experience. I don't think it's a good movie.
And thinking back on it, highlighting, there were some really funny parts. I had fun with it, surprisingly, just because it wasn't.
I'm definitely not gonna rewatch it.
I'm definitely not gonna rewatch it, but if I do, it's going to be with buddies who I can make fun of it with, like me and you. I'd rewatch it with you, and we'd be able to
It's
talk.
the same thing as like Justice League. Like when I saw Justice League, I'm definitely not paying for that again.
Yeah.
But I think I did. I think I saw it twice, honestly. But it's one of those ones where you see it again, which I guess I don't like ranking stuff, but this is still as bad as I thought it was. It's still above Justice League and Batman v Superman.
Oh yeah.
So like they have that going for them, I guess. Like they did a little better.
Yeah. I mean, it's
know.
mostly just because I don't like Batman v Superman because I
was
just
awful.
don't like Superman. I hate Superman. I
It
despise
was just bad anyways. Justice League was a little bit better to me. But I don't know. Okay. Well, guys, if you wanted to let us know your thoughts on Aquaman, if you agree or disagree with us, which I feel like if anyone responds, this one's going to be a bit of a hot topic. Because I hear people really like it.
And we hope to hear from you, good or bad.
Please answer us. We need to know you're out there.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, help us. You can let us know at our email, themidnightshowingpod@gmail.com. Our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube are all the same at The Midnight Showing. And our Twitter is backwards at Showing Midnight. Yeah, let us know what you thought. Because this was interesting for us, I think.
Yep, for sure. I'm actually dying to see the
Part 2.
come out. Oh, yeah, part 2, but mostly just come out on movies so we can all make fun of it. I mean, you know.
I don't know. I'm just dying for that Black Manta Part 2. I just don't get it. Why would they make... Like, he's such a, like, not as important character as all of Atlantis.
Seriously.
Literally all of Atlantis.
Well, and I mean, they even show it. They're even, like, talking about him as, like, oh, you're just a surface dweller, you...
Yeah,
Which-
I don't know. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I didn't have to wait through all the credits to see that part. The main
Yeah.
part, yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying. I think that it's archaic... I was talking about it with Spider-Verse, where I think it's an archaic thing to make them people wait through the end credits
Yeah.
to see an end of film. I think you just...
I always like to sit and wait for it. I just do. I don't know. Guys, let us know if you wait for the end credits. Because obviously we're touring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to sit through them, but you need to get out of there.
Yeah. Well, let us know if you guys sit through it. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like, how many people do it. Because I know a lot of people. Okay, bye.
Bye.